It's been a while. This can be short. It's just inspired today by channel that I watch here on YouTube. Ooh, man, sorry about this. With the beautiful soul that's sharing her experiences and journey and life and this whole conscious evolution and helping to teach others. Channel named Amanita Dreamer. She had said something today and about not recognizing this version of herself, in this whole entire life. She said, and then she said something to the effect of, not remembering this person since she was like 9. Bingo, that got my attention. To say the same thing, and if anybody's here that's seen some of my old videos, maybe you've seen where I've said it like 9 years old. Bam. That's when the child within started to dwindle away, and well, you end up with what you call the false self. And anyways, I had put a comment to that, and she said she's heard that a lot and wondered why that is. There I am, like the kid raising his hand in school, going, "I figured this one out a while ago." Well, I can't say I really figured it out, because I think I've been given clues from the other side for a long time, all the way back to childhood, with a science fiction book that I read. It basically had this alien race come in here at around the age of 11, preteen years, like right before you hit teenager, or right as you hit teenager, I think it was. They put a chip in your brain and turned you into a drone. It was an analogy. I didn't know it then. I was like, "Oh, that's a freak book, man." I was about 11 when I read this book. It was in the school library. And once I got older and went through a lot of this, process myself and everything, and kept, being shown to return to the child within. That's why, like, look, you see me now, I'm cleanly shaven. If you look back into some of my oldest videos, mustache, goatee, I would never shave the mustache. And don't ever call me by my middle name. I'm completely different now. My name is Dana Eugene. That's what my mama called me, man. Makes me feel good to hear it, to say it. And the mustache, well, I was fortunate to where I only had one bout where I had some weight, and that's because of doctor's prescriptions and anything. Hold on, I'll get back to this in just a second. Hey, nice bird. But I shaved the mustache, and because, just fortunate, I guess, gene wise, whatever, I could still see that boy in my face. So as I was going through this whole process, those were steps to help me, as far as that. But anyways, this whole thing with a lot of people reporting about that age, it's what it. Hey, how you doing there, Marisa? Anyways, what happens is when you get to about around that age, 9, in your preteen years, that's when you start getting things of, you can't be a child your whole life. That's your imagination. You got to grow up, pay attention in school. And I, I'm not trying to say anything that sounds really horrible or whatever, but it's the way that it is. You're being prepared for basically a voluntary slave race. You're going out and you're working for other people. They tell you, "Oh, that's the childish, that's your imagination," They're forcing you to be an adult. And I know this sounds crazy, but, well, maybe not. Maybe not to some people. But, God above, the angels, the universe, whoever you want to say is doing this with you, as far as me, it doesn't matter. I know where it's coming from. But they've been directing me back to this whole thing with the child within. And because throughout my life, like my music playing, anything artistic, anything, I kept stopping myself when I do stuff like this, wasting time. You're a damn grown adult. Put that damn guitar down, put your bass down. You're not going to be in a rock band, this and that. I'm repeating the same stuff that society has repeated to me, to myself. I, through peer pressure, basically, voluntarily, I can't say killed off that child within, because he's obviously sitting there right now. Locked him in a closet without my knowing. Said, "You go in there. It's time to grow up now." And it's wild because of the ways in which I'm being contacted. One of them was here recently, which was to go watch the movie Hook. And I love Robin Williams. It goes back to when I was a child. Nanu Nanu, man. Somebody said something today, and that was my reaction to it, man. And birds up there talking to me. Anyways, I knew right at that point what was going on because of some other things. And that was the universe again going, you must believe. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to go, bam, and a plot of land or whatever the heck I'm looking for just is going to appear. But what it is trying to get yourself out of that whole mentality of this is just life. We have to accept some of these things are bad, like politics, for example. We just have to accept these systems, work with these systems. This is all part of the way it is, blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of BS, and that's what's happened to people. And then it ended up creating false selves and then putting yourself in a box, which, by the way, I will start putting some stuff on my other channel. I got to get this whole computer thing fixed, man. But I got another channel called There Is No Box, because there is no box, But you put yourself in an imaginary box, and every now and then somebody tells you that you're allowed to, look outside of the box. Look outside of the box of my ass. There is no box. Don't put yourself in a box. There's a reason houses are shaped like big cubes and stuff, because they want us to think that way. But why has a lot of people lost their childlike self at this young age? Yeah, I didn't mean to be here that long. This is just an impromptu thing. But hello, Jen. But yeah, anyways, that's why a lot of people, when they go through these processes and stuff, they end up pinpointing somewhere around this age thing. Well, I can't say that for certain. That's what's happened with me and some other friends that I know, and I'm really feel that it's a big majority of people, because that's just the way it is. I mean, the jolly bearded man, for example, we all like his kids. Man, it was late with me. My mom always told me I had imagination. I was like 9 years old, said something to her. She told me the truth, after telling me, well, as long as you believe, that kind of thing. But what it was kids at school starting to laugh at you, ha, 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 And before you know it, even if you're somebody who don't really care what others think, you can only take so much, before you start just adjusting to things, Get a haircut, get a real job, don't do that stuff, it's childish and all those things. That is why. The system is literally set up for all of us to go out and work for somebody else so they can play with expensive toys. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't need an expensive toy. I could play with a box if one existed. Styrofoam peanuts and some grass. I don't know. I got an imagination. I'm staring at grass. Don't ask me where styrofoam peanuts came from. That's pretty random. I like that. My brain does some crazy random just poof stuff. But that's because back to the child within. And that's another part of that problem too, is the being made fun of, blah, blah, blah. Who wants to be an adult being made fun of, because they act like a child? Well, if you don't true what anybody says, and you think to yourselves, they're the ones being ridiculous by pretending to be this grown person that is very serious. And hey, look, everybody's got responsibilities in life. I ain't telling you to be, dumb about stuff. Yeah, you got to pay your bills. Pay your bills. You got to go to work. Well, go to work, or find some way to make money, or barter and trade, or whatever you have to do. Don't take crap so seriously, man. And I got to make mine in this life. Why? How do you know this is your only life? You know that for a fact? And even if it is, do you know how many civilizations have lived on this earth that we don't have any proof of anything happening to? Whatever you do here ain't going to last. The people that know you're going to die. The things that you built are going to eventually go back to dirt. Be yourself. True self. A child within. A kid you lost when you were younger. Find him again. And don't ever let the world around you tell you that you need to grow up and that's all just part of your imagination. You be who the hell you really are. Much love to y'all. You have a great day or evening, whatever it is, and you're a little part of this universe. And remember, we are. Peace be with you. Much love.